You've probably heard some version of this lie, that your best years are already gone, and it shows up when younger guys at work stop asking for your opinion, when your doctor starts talking more about managing decline than building strength, when women who used to notice you now walk by like you're invisible, and though it frustrates you deep inside, you bottle it up like you're expected to. But here's the truth. You're not finished. You're finally becoming dangerous. Because for the first time in your life, you've got real experience, hard-earned lessons, deep scars, clear insight. And more than anything, you've run out of time to waste on anything fake or meaningless. This isn't some motivational fluff. This is a wake-up call to stop fading into the background and start becoming your strongest version. Not to fight everyone, but to step fully into who you were always meant to be. Because even though the world praises youth, Stoicism teaches something deeper, that real power comes with age, that as you grow older, you must grow calmer, sharper, and more immovable. So let's walk through what that actually looks like, not in theory, but in real life. 1. The power of stillness. Younger men run toward everything, chasing success, chasing women, chasing validation through loud voices, fast cars, and digital attention. But most of it is just noise and chaos disguised as ambition. While a seasoned man learns the strength of stillness, not as weakness, but as a form of deep control, knowing full well that most of what people chase means absolutely nothing, and the few things that do matter can't be bought or begged for. And when you're still, you stop pouring your energy into fixing people, impressing strangers, or needing approval. You move from reaction to presence, and just like an older lion in the wild, you don't chase, you wait, because you know exactly when to move and exactly when to hold your ground. And that stillness becomes your silent gravity. It draws respect, attention, and presence toward you without effort, because people can sense when a man has faced death in many forms and come back unshaken. 2. Unapologetic masculinity. There comes a point in every man's life where he must choose to either shrink himself to fit a soft, politically correct world, or become the unmovable force that others quietly learn to walk around. Because you don't owe the world softness, and you sure don't need to apologize to people who haven't lived even a day in your shoes. Because while the culture today may try to shame older men for being masculine, for being direct, for having unshakable standards, your unfiltered presence is exactly what the modern world is starving for. And no, you don't have to be loud. You don't have to argue. You just have to exist boldly and confidently without folding. Take up space again. Sit like you own your place. Speak with purpose. Look people in the eye until they look away, and understand this. You are not toxic. You are not outdated. You are masculine. And that's become rare now. And anything rare becomes valuable. So never dim your nature to make others comfortable. Stand tall, and they'll adjust around you. 3rd, reclaiming discipline. They say men peak in their 30s, but that's a lie, because men truly peak when they decide to take full control of themselves, whether that's in their 30s or not 40s, 50s, 60s, or beyond. And if you want your second half of life to be the best, then discipline must return, not in the form of cold routines, but in the form of self-respect, waking up and moving your body, eating clean, fueling your brain, not because it's trendy, but because your future depends on it. Stop letting your focus get hijacked by garbage media and cheap dopamine, and start every morning with something real. A journal, a cold shower, a walk in silence. Not for others, but for yourself, because your time now is currency, and every minute spent carelessly is a minute you won't get back. And if you want vitality, start training again. If you want clarity, stop filling your mind with noise and start building a temple of thought within. Because your actions now echo louder than ever. You're not just living, you're building a legacy. And the blueprint you leave behind should be one of strength. 4. The woman. Question. Something starts to shift after 50. The games, the chase, the need to prove yourself to women, all of that begins to lose its appeal. And you're no longer chasing to impress anyone. You just want to be met where you are. And here's what's powerful. The moment you stop chasing women is the exact moment you start attracting the right kind. Not the shallow ones looking for money or attention, but the few rare ones who see the quiet power in you and lean into it. And this only happens when you stop needing validation and start being complete on your own. Because real women are drawn to whole men. Men who don't beg for attention. Men who don't compete with younger versions of themselves. Men who know they've earned their place. And when that's you, you don't have to dye your hair or dress like you're 25 to feel worthy. You wear your age like armor, speak from deep inside your chest, and walk like you've already won. Because you're not invisible. You're just finally the man who decides who gets access. 5. Legacy mode activated. This part of your life, it's not a slow fade into the background. It's the exact point where everything matters most. The way you speak to the younger men, the way you carry yourself when nobody's watching, the quiet example you set in hard moments. All of it becomes your real legacy. And most men will be remembered for a title, a paycheck, or a house. But true legacy lives in the impact you made when no one was looking. In the standards you held, in the people you lifted, and in the man you chose to become, even when life didn't demand it. And legacy isn't something carved into a tombstone. It's the feeling that lingers in the people you left behind. When someone asks, "Who taught you how to carry yourself?" And the answer is your name. So live in a way that makes that possible. Because you're not past your prime. You're in your age of power, where silence speaks louder than shouting, where your calm holds more weight than someone else's chaos. But only if you step fully into it. If this hit something deep inside you, if this reminded you of the strength you still have. Type, "I'm not done," in the comments. Because it's time we stop letting society treat older men like they're finished, when in fact they're finally refined, sharpened, and powerful. Subscribe to Stoic Uplift if you're done being talked down to. And let's build a world where men walk with quiet fire, speak with weight, and live with meaning. Because your age doesn't weaken you, it sharpens you.